Hi YouTube, so this is the Nest Cam IQ. It's the new model that's come out following the Nest Cam. Nest Cam being the third product in the Nest lineup after the Nest Learning Thermostat and the Nest Protect. Nest Cam IQ makes some sort of big claims. It's very similar and very different at the same time. So it streams at 1080p, which is the same as the old Nest Cam, but the big difference with it is it has a 4K image sensor. So it is able to track and zoom around the image or the area that it's focusing on, and still maintain that 1080p upload. So it will be really interesting to see how well that works. It's also got a lot more processing power. So it's claimed that the active alerts that you get are a lot more accurate, and it knows it whether it's a person or whether it's just a shadow in a window. So some of the reviews on the original Nest Cam complained that they got false triggers. So again, it'll be interesting to see how well that works. It is substantially more expensive than the still available Nest Cam. Last time I looked on Amazon, you could buy 2 Nest Cams for the cost of the Nest Cam IQ. I haven't been sponsored or haven't had one of these sent out, so I used hard cash to get this. I went for Nest Cam Nest Cam IQ for a couple of reasons. One is the aesthetics and the sort of product design of it. It doesn't have the cable on show, it's a bit neater around the back. And secondly, as I don't particularly want cameras all over my house in the inside, for example the bedroom, or I just want the living area with the one camera, I thought I'd get one that didn't give me false activations, and I could rely on, when I did get push notification, to actually look at it and act upon it. So, going to be a bit of a disclaimer. I've already opened this box up. I had done a previous video. Quality or the definition was rubbish, so doing it again. So it's not as neat with the cables inside, but you skip me fumbling around trying to get the packaging off. As you take the box off, it just slides straight off. You have the camera on a podium. Quite neat, quite sort of, haven't seen it done before like that. First impressions of the camera, again, similar to the other Nest products, is it's really well built. It's really chunky, and it's a bit larger than I thought it would be when you look at the original Nest Cam. Nest Cam's sort of similar faceplate, but a lot shallower. It's a good couple of inches in depth. Speakers on the back with the USB port C, and on the front, if I just take off the film, you have a nice crisp black ring around the actual camera. If you look very closely, you can sort of see where the two, I don't know if it's either some sort of a depth sensor or a motion sensor, or if it is the ultraviolet or infrared LEDs. Couple holes for the microphones. This does have HD Talk and Listen, which is one of the features over the Nest Cam, so it's a lot clearer listening into any sound in the room. That in turn has also meant that there's a future update coming over the air to these products. With Nest being owned by Alphabet or Google, Google Assistant is going to be integrated into the camera. That's sort of news at the moment, and we'll see when that comes out. Underneath the actual podium that the camera sits on, you've got a single card which basically says to follow the app instructions when we get to that stage, and a warranty sort of disclaimer. Underneath that then there's just the power brick and the USB cable. Power brick is USB-C type again, and the USB cable is fairly decent length, so most people shouldn't have too many issues finding a plug and a location for the camera. And it's got a standard USB type C port on one, or plug on one end, and then the side that goes into the camera, it's got a nice chamfered edge, so as it plugs into the actual camera itself, get it the right way around, it fits flush, so you don't really see where it sits at all. Camera itself, it's sort of got 2 axes to be able to adjust it, not 3. Some people have complained about that, Certainly in the application I'm going to have it in, it's not going to be too much of a problem. I think a lot more people will actually have this sort of sat on an item rather than on a wall. There is a screw, or sort of tripod screw at the bottom if you wanted to put it on some sort of a fitting, but again, I'm not going to be following that. And again, the only other item to really talk about is the barcode on the bottom. So when it comes to installing this to the Nest app, you just take a photograph with the barcode. I'm going to do another video which is basically the install, first impressions, and sort of after a week or so of how well it works. So come back and watch that in the future. But I'll give it a bit of a run in and see how well it goes, and hopefully I've made the right decision for going for the iCUE over the normal Nest Cam.